let's jump into this. Preparing your business for the holiday season. My name is Jesse Richardson. This webinar is being presented by me, and you can learn more about me at jesserichardson.com. That's just a blog I have where you can connect with me. I write some stuff about subscription boxes, but the main place you can find me is over at Subscription School. And Subscription School is an awesome online resource. We have guides, we have videos, we have webinars, we have extra resources for your business. Everything that you need to know for running a subscription business. There's probably something on Subscription School that will either get that resource to you or help you figure out how to find that resource for yourself. So if you haven't checked out Subscription School yet, please go check us out. And if you like what you see, I really encourage you to get involved in our communities. First off, I would say check out our Subscription School Facebook page. Go ahead and like our page. We have a couple posts a day with fresh guides, discussions, that type of thing. And even better than that is we have a private Facebook group called Subscription School. It's closed, so you have to request to get in it. But it's an awesome community of a lot of really, really cool people working on subscription businesses at all different levels of success and progress. We've got people in here who have 1 subscriber. We have people in here who have just an idea. And we have people in here who are shipping their 10,000th box and have 15,000 subscribers and have 20,000 subscribers. So it runs the whole gamut. And the really cool thing about this group is if you have questions and if you have ideas and you want to brainstorm different strategies for getting customers or packaging or that type of thing, you can come in here, share your idea, and you'll have great discussions with a lot of really interesting, eager, and positive people. It's a really awesome community, and we've been doing it for about 6 or 7 months now, and there's about 2,500 of us in this community, and it's really great. And everybody that's in it seems to really enjoy it. So if you're not already involved, I really encourage you to get involved with us. Outside of Facebook, check us out on YouTube. If you have to jump out of this webinar today, or if you want to look at past webinars, if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/the+sign and then Subscription School, you can get these webinars delivered right to your inbox. We do a couple webinars each month. We've got a big batch we're about to upload for this month, and by subscribing to our YouTube channel, you'll get these videos sent right to your inbox. We usually get them on YouTube a couple days before we put them in the video section of our site. So if you're really eager to get these, I encourage you to follow us on YouTube. And that can be a great resource as well. In addition to that, if you have questions about Cratejoy, Subscription School is powered by Cratejoy, and Cratejoy is a platform to build subscription businesses. The place I would suggest going is help.cratejoy.com. There's a lot of great resources there, and there's a live chat you can get through your app, and there's tons of resources to help you build your site and make sure you understand your rebilling and your renewal schedule, and make sure you understand how you're setting up a subscription product, all that good stuff. And there's a couple other resources that I'll mention today that I'll reference back as we work our way through the presentation. But if you do have to dip out and you're looking for more information, subscriptionschool.com is a great place to start. That's me on the left-hand side. Like I said, my name's Jesse. I've been working with Subscription School for about 2 years, but I've been working in the subscription commerce space for about 6 or 7 years at this point. I originally started a box back in 2011. June 2011 is, I think, when we officially launched. And that was Conscious Box, and it was a healthy, natural product subscription. And since then, I've been involved or founded probably at least a half dozen to a dozen other subscription businesses, things like farmers markets in a box, vacation in boxes, gluten-free boxes, geek and gamer boxes, cat boxes, and I've got a lot of friends, obviously, and colleagues who work in subscription boxes. So I spend a lot of time thinking about these topics, and my role at Subscription School is bringing that knowledge out of the market and hand delivering it to you guys. So if you want to learn more about me, like I said, just go to jessrichardson.com and you guys can connect with me on LinkedIn or whatever it is. So let's jump into this. I'm going to go ahead and start presenting. Looks like we got a couple more people who have joined us. So I just want to reiterate, if you guys do have questions, please feel free to ask them as much as you want. And at the end of the session today, about 45 minutes into this, we'll jump into the Q&A, and we can go over everybody's questions individually. And really quick, I want to direct you guys to one other resource on the right-hand side in the GoToWebinar control panel. There's also the handout from today. So the slideshow that we're using is downloadable onto the right-hand side. It's called Preparing Your Business for the Holiday Season, and you should be able to download that directly from the control panel. So hopefully you guys see that, and like I said, feel free to download it and reference that resource either as we go through it or after we're done with today's presentation. Okay, so let's go ahead and present this. the overview of what we're talking about today is why do holidays matter so much? I'm gonna spend a little bit of time on this, and hopefully really convince you guys that this is a really powerful time of year. I'm gonna go into some additional revenue opportunities. So places you might not be focusing your marketing on right now, but you should for this season because it makes sense for a lot of different reasons. I'm going to talk about a couple things that you should watch out for, things like holiday fraud and other types of trends. And then I'm going to get you a couple action steps to get started. I'm going to try to get you guys walking away from this webinar feeling like you have actionable things that you can get started on today to get prepared for selling boxes in the next 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks. So let's start off with the holidays. Why do they matter? I think one of the interesting things to look at when we think about holidays and subscription boxes specifically is just go to Google Trends. And if you've never used Google Trends before, it's a really cool tool. It doesn't show you necessarily the volume of traffic, but it shows you the weighted interest of that traffic over time based on your search term. So, for example, if you type in the word subscription box, you'll get a graph that looks like this. And so basically you can see here, January 1st, 2011, is really right around the start of the subscription box craze. Before that, little tiny peaks here and there, but nothing really substantial. And then in 2011, you see this thing starts to just shoot up, right? What is interesting about this is there's some notable peaks on Google Trends when it comes to subscription boxes, and I've highlighted them here. The biggest peaks each year are during December. It's during the holiday season, and halfway up these peaks would be the month of November. And I think that's interesting for a couple of reasons. Not just because it shows that there's continued interest in this type of business model, but it shows that there's continued interest in this business model specifically for gift giving, holidays, and treating yourself. This is a time of year when people like to spend a lot of money, and I'll illustrate in the next slide too. And I think there's an inherent tie between subscription boxes, the holidays, and gift giving. And I think that given this trend, when we see these big spikes 3, 4, 5, 6 years in a row, I think it's very, very telling to how you should strategically position yourself in your marketing over those months that we see here on the Google Trends graph. And it's not just subscription boxes. It's not just a trend. Somehow we switch slides here. It's not just a trend that's related to this type of product. During the holiday season, there's a lot of revenue happening. Cyber Monday last year this is a single day. This is Cyber Monday, surpassed $3 billion in sales on that one day. What I think is even more telling than that is that the last holiday season, so in 2015, more shoppers went online than to stores over Thanksgiving weekend. So think about that. Thanksgiving weekend, like Black Friday, Cyber Monday, right? It's like one of the biggest buying times. People are wrapped around the Best Buy corners, et cetera, et cetera. During the last holiday season, there are more people online during that season than that super important weekend. That's the busiest shopping period of the year is the Thanksgiving weekend. More people went online to shop last year than they went to those stores on that weekend. This is pretty huge. And in this case, you can see here, digital sales are expected to hit $94 billion this Christmas period. So that would include, that $3 billion Cyber Monday. But to almost have $100 billion of revenue during a Christmas period, this is according to eMarketer, is pretty substantial. And it's really defines a milestone here. This year, they're expected that this is going to be the first time ever that e-commerce is going to have more than 10% of total seasonal sales. So that's still small. You might look at that and be like, oh, only 10%. Brick and mortars are still owning the game, and 90% of the time they are, sure. But this is a continued growth factor. People shopping online, especially during the holidays, is a growing habit and behavior by people. And so whether it's with subscription boxes or something else, it's a time of the year to really be focused on your e-commerce game and your online sales game, and to really make sure that you're making the most of it, because there's a lot of people who are buying things right now and they're looking for cool gifts. And when we think about that, we're thinking about holiday promotions, and there are tons of different holiday promotions that you can be running. Before I jump into that, I want to ask you guys a question. I'm going to launch a poll here, and it's going to ask you, have you started working on holiday promotions? So if you guys could just let me know And there's kind of two answers for yes. Either you've started brainstorming or you've started implementing. Let me know where you guys are at in your planning. And I'll leave this up here for about 30 seconds or so. We got most people who have voted actually pretty quickly. Give you guys a few more seconds. And then I'll also share the results with you guys once everybody's done voting here as well. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close this poll. Let me show these results. So this is great. This is significantly different than last month's webinar, where about 60% of people said no. With this month's, I'm glad to see that a lot more people are actively thinking about it. We're in the middle end of October already. So this is good. I'm glad to see you guys. This is on top of mind for most of you, and even some of you guys have already started implementing this. And I hope that after today we can get everybody at least to the yes started brainstorming phase, and then with the action items I'm going to give you today, hopefully we can get everybody to the yes I'm implementing stage. So let's go back to this here. So with holiday promotions, there's a lot of different things that you can be doing, and we're going to walk through all of them. A lot of this is going to be focused on gifts because the holiday season is a great time to be giving gifts. But there's going to be other things. We're going to talk about bonus boxes, gift guides, box roundups, and content marketing that you can be doing. And then we'll also talk about some things that you can do through email and website optimization that can help buyers feel like they're in the right place as they're shopping. Let's talk about gifting first. This should be probably the first place everybody thinks to start selling when it comes to holiday sales. Is gifting, right? We want to have gifting be our top target during the holiday season. And when optimizing gifts, I like to think about putting customers in a couple different buckets here. And when I say buckets, I mean segmenting customers based on their specific attributes, right? I break them up into three kind of basic buckets, and this with your business there might be more, or this might bleed over in some different ways, or you might qualify your leads slightly different. But generally, there's three big buckets, right? We have existing subscribers. These people, we know that they love your box, right? They are subscribed. They've been getting your box probably for a couple months now, or maybe they just started receiving it. But they haven't churned out. These are existing subscribers. These are people who you want to encourage to refer your service to others. That's kind of the motivational point with gifts. They're not going to buy themselves a gift because they're already subscribed. These are people that we want to get them to refer to others. Then we have existing unconverted leads. These are people who exist maybe in the form of an email address. These are people who you've somehow made a touch with before. They sign up for an email. Maybe they're a blog follower if you have a blog. Maybe they were an entry in a giveaway. They know your brand. They've engaged with you in some form or fashion before, but they actually haven't purchased yet. In this case, in terms of gifting, the goal here is to get them to give themselves a gift, maybe try out your product for the first time, or refer your business as a gift to a friend or family member, as in they purchase it for a friend or family member. They purchase it, but not for themselves. It's like them giving it to their mom or their grandma or something like that. The third bucket is new leads and prospects. These are people who have never heard of you before, and these are people you want to get in front of during the holiday season. And a lot of what we're talking about during the webinar is going to focus on new leads and prospects and different ways to attract them during the holiday season. So with existing subscribers, the people who already have your box, one strategy that I like to share with these is you want to be delicate in the way that you frame gifts to existing subscribers. You don't want them to unsubscribe because they think that a one-time option is somehow better or something like that, or there's something super lucrative in the gift boxes that might not be in the normal monthly box. What you want to do is you want to carefully encourage them to have a gift sale. One idea would be to have a dedicated email, right? So you've got a certain list in your MailChimp account. MailChimp being like your email service provider, you can build unique emails in them and build unique promotions, and you target your existing subscribers in a specific list, and you say you craft a message for them there, where it's something like, because you're a member, we think this would be a great gift to give other people. And maybe there's something in that dedicated email that encourages that gift sale even more. Maybe members get their own specific discount code where the gifts that members give have an extra 5% off. Something like that. Something that's going to make them feel like they're being rewarded for referring you to their friends and family, but isn't going to compel them so much that they're going to unsubscribe to get that deal themselves. And maybe it's not a discount. Maybe it is a special bonus in their next box because they gave a gift. And you could track that maybe through a coupon, or something like that, where you give all of your current members the code gift giver or something like that, and then every order that comes through with your gift giver, you can see who what account purchased that. You can see that their email's been their emails tied to that purchase in the back end of Cratejoy, and then it'd be a manual job to kind of sort those shipments and then add a bonus item. But that's just one idea. It would also be a manual operation to go back and maybe give them an extra 5% off their box. Maybe that's the promotion. But somehow creating a dedicated email campaign around that gift sale that encourages them to give the gift to someone that they love, and also be rewarded for it. Another idea here, and this last time I suggested this idea, a lot of people had questions if this was native in Cratejoy. It's not native in Cratejoy, but when someone logs into their account, and if you're not on Cratejoy, I don't know what your provider allows. This would probably require a little bit of custom work here, but it would be something that's like an account login pop-up. So when they log into their account, you serve them with some type of call to action, right? That says, hey, welcome back. Here's a special deal to give someone a gift. Something like that that's going to do the same thing the email is going to. That's going to gently encourage a gift sale, maybe give them a perk or give their family member or friend a perk without being so compelling that they want to cancel their subscription. The main thing I want to emphasize here with existing subscribers is, there's a tendency with subscriptions that you don't want to bug your existing subscribers too much, because then they might cancel, and you want to keep them loyal and happy. So when you're crafting these campaigns for existing subscribers, be very delicate with your messaging and delicate with your offering, to make sure that you aren't encouraging movement on their side. Now, with existing unconverted leads, the people who have given you their email in some form or fashion but haven't actually signed up themselves, I think a dedicated email here is probably one of the next best solutions for them. So something with a special discount, a bonus item, a similar pitch. Here you can be a little bit more forward. It can be a little bit deeper of a discount, or you can write a little bit more compelling of marketing language. Something that might even encourage them to give themselves that gift, right? Something that's going to be like, hey, if you give a gift, you can get a free $10 aromatherapy spray, if that fits with your niche. And that could be something they'd be like, oh, wow, that's awesome. Like, I want to get my mom that. And actually, I think I might get a gift for myself because that sounds pretty cool. Here, you can be a little bit more forward and a little bit more aggressive in your marketing, because you don't have to worry about them unsubscribing because they feel like there's an extra value by them changing their purchase habit. With new leads and prospects, there's a lot of different ways that you can treat these people. I think that as you gain leads and prospects, there should be different levels of promotions to them. I think with marketing automations, that's one of the easiest ways. So when someone joins your newsletter, there should be, you probably already have an automation built out for them where it's like a welcome email, a reminder email, a couple of days after your welcome email, and then maybe 2 or 3 emails after that. You're nurturing that lead over a period of time. With the holiday season, revisit that. Revisit your automation and think about how you can encourage some type of purchase habit by that person. Maybe your welcome email for the holiday season, for all of your new giveaways and all of your new lead generation campaigns, has a specific section now for gift giving. And we'll look at emails later on in this presentation that kind of might give you some inspiration there. Same thing with unconverted leads. Maybe a special discount, maybe a bonus item. Maybe there's some other ways that you can have partner campaigns with other brands or other publications that somehow adds value to new leads and new prospects for their first month of their subscription, or for the gift they'll give to mom or dad. I think that with new leads and prospects, you can take the same type of forward, aggressive marketing stance as you do with unconverted leads. I think these two customer groups are more similar than your existing subscribers. One of the customer groups that's not mentioned here um, is your canceled subscribers. So people who are canceled can fall back into the existing unconverted leads or your new leads and prospects in the sense that you can have aggressive marketing again, right? You can be really forward, like, hey, here's a deep discount for your gift, or here's a pretty sweet bonus item for your gift. And I want to emphasize, it's not about uh, not showing loyal customers a benefit. It's you can have the same exact bonus item shown to all three or all four of these customer groups that we're talking about, but it's in the way and the medium in which you try to compel them to make another purchase. I think that you can have the same item or the same discount in each one of these emails, but the way you phrase it to existing subscribers should be much more delicate, and it should be much more measured. And if there's questions about that, feel free to let me know, and I can maybe give you guys some more examples. So let's think about gifting here, right? There's a problem, right? It's like we want to get more sales, but with gifts they don't renew. So why should we focus all of our time, energy, and effort during the holiday season on gifting? Now, I would say we don't want to focus all of our time, energy, and effort on gifting. That's not what we're saying. We're just saying that this is an extra revenue opportunity. And some of the things that you can do here, if you want to kind of soften the blow of gifting and soften what you might feel is opportunity loss of subscribers, is to do a couple things. Number one, limit your gifts to 3, 6, or 12-month subscriptions. So they cannot buy a 1-month gift. That's something that I think it's custom that you have to do on Create Joy. I believe there's a help doc about it, and you can always reach out to our support team to get support with that. But that builds in retention, right? It builds in a recurring product experience for that person versus a 1-month gift. I think that limiting your gifts to 3, 6, and 12 months, even after the holiday season, is a very, very good idea. The problem with a 1-month gift is, number one, not a lot of revenue, right? We want to have more revenue. We want to have people that have high lifetime values, stick around for a long time. Number two, it gives that person a greater spread of experience with your brand. If someone's with your subscription for 6 months and you've really got a kick-ass product, a kick-butt product, I should say, if you've got a really great product and they're with you for 6 months, they're going to probably be much more likely to subscribe after that gift has ended than if they just got it for 1 month. And they're like, well, that was pretty awesome, but I mean, I don't know how the rest of their boxes are. I don't really want to subscribe. So by limiting gifts to extended subscriptions, it's going to give you a better opportunity to sway those users, a better opportunity to sway the unconverted leads, to sway the leads and prospects who might sign up as a gift for themselves or their friends and family members who they bought that gift for. Another thing that you can do is collect gifty emails. So when you're giving people gifts, or when people are giving each other gifts, think of a way that you can build in a way to grab that person's contact information. Maybe it's an insert in your box where once that giftee receives their box, there's a call to action that says, hey, we would love to hear what you thought of your first month. Go here and rate the products. And then on that product form, you have an opportunity for them to enter their email address. It's a required field. What's their email? And then you can capture that lead and then nurture them in the same way you would treat a normal unconverted lead or prospect. You're going to want to wait in terms of how you nurture that lead, depending on how long that gift subscription is, if that's 3 months or 12 months. So you're going to have to do a little bit of work here in terms of segmenting your giftees and what type of promos they bought. Now, if you just offer 3-month gifts, it'll be easy for you. But if you're offering 3, 6, 9, 12-month, gift options, you have to intelligently kind of sort those people so you don't, spam them at the wrong time. So I guess that's the second note here. Make sure that your nurture takes place after the gift has ended. Until that point, it should only be normal communications, shipping notices, updates, sneak peeks, that type of thing. Things that are just like a part of your normal communication flow. Once it has ended, create special promos for them, create special discounts for them. The idea here is that once this limited subscription ends, you want to do everything you can to encourage them to get back on your program. You don't want to have any lapse in shipments. So think of different ways that you can nurture them and create unique campaigns for your giftees to make sure that once their trial has ended, they feel encouraged and reminded about what a great experience they just had. And like I said, a great way to do this here is to collect data from them. What did they like? And then reward them with that data. Once they enter that form, they give you their email address and they tell you all these things they liked about their subscription. Reward them. Say, great, thank you for that feedback. We want to give you a bonus item. We want to give you a discount. We want to give you, your 6 month free if you buy a 6 month subscription, that type of thing. So think about how you can nurture leads after they've been, or nurture giftees, I should say, after they've had that gift experience, and how you can create a semi-unique experience while they're getting that gift without devaluing the normal subscription. So for example, you don't want to add extra items to your gift boxes because that makes normal subscribers feel like they're missing out. You can add an insert in your gift boxes that have a call to action, that have a request of your giftee, that have something special but not maybe a huge retail value to them, that type of thing. Think about that gift experience and how you can encourage those people to stay on board afterwards. If you're thinking about how to do gifting, and how to get more people to buy gifts, I really encourage you to check out the marketplace at Cratejoy. The marketplace at Cratejoy is like the Amazon, or even more so like the Etsy of subscription boxes. So we make it super, super easy for people to discover new amazing subscriptions. Really quickly, I just want to show you guys this because if you haven't checked it out before, I think it's really worth taking a peek at. So Cratejoy, there's a bunch of different categories here. We have different collections. It's a place now, it's a shopping destination for consumers to find really cool subscription boxes. As the holidays come around, we're putting a really, really big emphasis on gifting. And so you can see here, we just added this wish list thing. And there's going to be even more of an emphasis on gifting as we get into November and December. We're going to have special email newsletters for it, special collections for it, special content built around gifting. So if you're looking to get more gifts, then you should get on the marketplace. The marketplace is completely risk-free. It doesn't cost anything to be on the marketplace. You do have to be a Cratejoy merchant, so if you're listening to this and you're using somebody else, if you needed more of a reason to switch over to Cratejoy, here it is. But hundreds of thousands of people visit this marketplace, and Gifting 3.0 is our new version of gifting at Cratejoy. And the really cool thing about this is they can check out with a gift on the marketplace instead of having to go back to your website for it. And then even more, they can decide, do they want this to renew? Do they want this to never renew? Or do you want the subscriber to decide that? I recommend the third one. So when you set up your gift, you can have the subscriber decide if they give the box or not, or renew the box or not, which I think is great because there's no more confusion about it. I really like this feature. It's like one of my favorite new features from Cratejoy. And if you guys don't already know, I have also a subscription box business owner on Cratejoy, so I have my merchant hat on when I think about this most of the time. So it's awesome. It gives them control, which is very, very, very unique. In terms of marketplaces and places where people can buy subscription boxes. No one else lets you do that. So to give the subscriber control through a marketplace listing on gifting, I think is going to be a really powerful way to get more conversions and encourage more people to buy your box over others. If you want to get involved with the marketplace, reach out to shop@cratejoy.com. It's this address right here on the bottom. And if you're a Cratejoy merchant, you can get involved in new promotions. You can get involved in special emails, YouTuber campaigns, Facebook ad campaigns, content campaigns. We do tons of stuff on the marketplace. If you want to learn more about the marketplace, I really encourage you to go to Subscription School and go to the webinar section. And on Thursday, we're having a webinar on the Cratejoy Marketplace, and I'm going to go super in depth to what the Cratejoy Marketplace is, how it works, all the things that we do for you, and we're even going to touch on some more holiday stuff in that webinar focused on marketplace holiday-related promotions. So I really encourage you guys to sign up for this this webinar and invite everybody you know to it. It'll be a good education experience for you guys in terms of the Cratejoy Marketplace. Okay, and I see that we do have quite a bit of questions coming in. I just want to remind you guys, the GoToWebinar control panel on the right-hand side of your screen. That's where you can ask questions, and we'll get to all of these questions once we get through this content. We're about 30% of the way through, I think, at this point. So let's change gears, okay? So we talked about gifting. We know we're bucketing our customers. We're treating them with different language. We're giving them different messages. We know that we want to maximize the gift revenue potential and then maximize the opportunity we have after a gift has ended. And then we know that we can get extra sales on the marketplace. What other types of revenue opportunities do we have? My favorite outside of gifts, by far, are holiday bonus boxes. So for the last 7 years, there has not been a single year where I have not done a holiday bonus box, in maybe more ways than one. So holiday bonus boxes are excellent opportunities to boost bottom line revenue. The coolest thing about holiday bonus boxes is they can be marketed to existing subscribers. So existing subscribers will buy a holiday bonus box, um, to supplement or complement their already recurring delivery. So just take a moment and realize that you're getting more share of wallet from the same person. Where we have to be careful with existing subscribers with gifting, we don't have to be careful with bonus boxes. A bonus box is not going to recur. It's not a recurring, it's not a new product that you offer, it's not anything else. It's a one-time box. And by marketing these to existing leads, and new leads as a low commitment, something you can get one time, as an alternative to a subscription or a complement to the subscription, you can really, really increase your revenue, like significantly. If you can get half of your subscribers to buy a super cool bonus box that has different items than your normal subscription does, that's crazy, right? That means you're getting maybe twice the income from that customer than you normally would during the month. That can be very, very significant. So here's how to do it. Number one, choose a theme. So you want to choose something that is going to be thematic and related to the season, something that's holiday related, something that is seasonally centric. Look at your niche and look at what niche you occupy, and then ask yourself, how can I make a bonus box that's unique from my normal subscription, um, and make it compelling both to new people and to my existing subscribers, to a point that it feels different enough from my normal subscription that normal subscribers would want to have it in addition to their box, but not so different from my normal subscription that when someone else, like a new lead or a prospect, when they receive it, that they feel like this is indicative of what they could expect from my subscription. So this basically involves choosing, like I said, a nice special theme, something that's clear and cohesive to people, and then curating a unique set of items. I really want to stress that it should be unique. You don't want to have a lot of overlap here between your normal monthly box and your bonus box, because then if your existing subscribers do receive it and there's like 3 or 4 of the same items, they're going to feel like, I just kind of got gypped, right? Like, this kind of stinks, and now I have duplicate items, and that gives them a bad experience. That puts a bad taste in their mouth during a positive time of the year, and that can be bad. The other cool thing about bonus boxes here is you can test stuff. You can do new branding. You can do a special box. Maybe it's a custom printed box if you're big enough, you have enough cash flow for that. Maybe it's special inserts. Maybe it's a different price point. Maybe you've been thinking about, gosh, should I offer a Lux size box? Should I have a $75 box? It feels like people keep saying that they want it. Do people actually want it? I can't just launch a subscription product, because then I'm gonna have subscribers and I don't want to have to fulfill a whole new operation. A holiday bonus box, a one-time bonus box, is a unique way to do that. And for your own personal edification outside of the holidays, you can do special boxes throughout the year. Chocolate boxes in February, beach boxes in the summer, that type of thing. Like, these bonus boxes can be really, really powerful and be used, over time to increase, like I said, that share of wallet and to attract new leads, because it's a low commitment. It's an alternative to the subscription, allows them to test you out. There's a really, really good guide about bonus boxes that a buddy of mine, Jameson Morris, just published on his blog. It's just jamesonmorris.com, and he's actually was a co-founder at ConsciousBox, and I've worked with him in a couple different ways. He used to work here at Cratejoy, and he just published a guide, how to run a holiday bonus box promotion. I think it's a very short guide, but it's very, very concise. He has a lot of really good suggestions in here in terms of planning the dates. So for example, when you're doing a bonus box, you've got a whole other operation that you've got to handle now in terms of, when do you order products? When does this bonus box ship? How do you juggle this while you're also doing a normal box? And he goes over this type of thing in pretty well in depth. Talk about product sourcing. He has a really good suggestion about creating a landing page for it, and he has some small promotional notes. I think this is a concise, powerful guide, and if you're going to do a bonus box, I encourage you guys to read it. We're working on a bonus box guide for subscription school as well. That's a little bit more fleshed out than this, but this is a really, really good starting spot. And I think that after reading this, you'll have a much better understanding of what a bonus box is, in case you're still kind of fuzzy and like, what are we talking about bonus box? So check that out. So let's talk a little bit more about bonus boxes. Um, these are some examples. So you can see here's the Yogi Surprise ad for a holiday bonus box. There is a couple sneak peeks here. We see there's like this nice little candle. There's like a face cream. We've got some outlines of some other products. This is not just unique to one business. Pop Sugar Must Have bag has special edition must have for him and must have for her boxes each year. So they're curated male and female holiday boxes. So there might be like a scarf in there, a cologne, um, a little lapel, a little, I don't know, like just different stuff that fits in their niche. This chocolate box down here is Escape Monthly. This is a business that I founded, and this was actually used for February. But I want to give you guys another example of a bonus box. You can see here. Look at the branding. We Escape Monthly was a vacation in a box, and this was still very much true to that niche in the sense that you would be getting Mexican chocolate, you'd be getting a Canadian fudge, you'd be getting a maple sugar from the Northeast, you'd be getting a Italian candle, you'd be getting that might be chocolate scented, et cetera, et cetera. Like it was still true to the niche in the sense that you were discovering different destinations, but it was angled around something specific. In this case, it was chocolate. It's a chocolate box for February. And on the right-hand side here, you can see, I believe this was Citrus Lane. Citrus Lane was like a children's toy and apparel subscription. And they actually, I thought was interesting about this and why I wanted to include it is their bonus offer was you would get a free holiday box by joining today. So they would have an incentive as join today, get this box for $40 of products, and then you're on a subscription. That's another way to angle it, is to use it as a almost like a loss leader, right? So you're getting people to get a free box, and all they have to do is join the subscription. I think it's an interesting idea. I usually don't like to give away free boxes just because people can cancel them for the very next month and you might not make any money from them. And people sometimes people are just hawkish, right? They just want to have free stuff. So I don't know that I would suggest this, but I think it's an interesting example of another bonus box iteration in the subscription box industry. And you can see here too, it's got a little Santa. It's a little Santa. You can see there's a little book about it, and then there's a little ornament making set thing. You see a little baby handprint in that ornament. Very cute, right? It's perfectly on brand, but it's also seasonally themed. I think that all of these are great examples of effective uses of bonus boxes that encourage ongoing subscriptions after the fact. Like I said, the goal with bonus boxes, it's the same problem we run into with gift subscriptions. We want to have recurring revenue, not one-time sales. So think about when you're doing holiday bonus boxes, how you are going to nurture that lead and encourage people to sign up afterwards. Every single one of these boxes you see here had a call to action to sign up, right? Every single one of these things said, after you get this, you've got to get a subscription. And that's more effective than others in different places and the way you do it. But keep that top of mind when you're thinking about your holiday bonus box. Outside of holiday bonus boxes, there are other things that we can be doing to get ourselves out there and to get us in front of more consumers who are shopping, right? If we know that we look at the Google Trends map, if we know that there's more people searching for subscription boxes during the holidays, that means we want to be in more places online during the holidays, so people can find us easier. One of the best places is through gift guides. Gift guides, holiday promotional content. So when you're thinking about gift guides, this is a good example. So subscription box is the hottest craze for last minute Christmas gifts. Subscription box is the latest hot craze for last minute gifting. Looking for a special gift for the woman in your life? How about for that unusual guy? Even your pets? You can find subscription boxes that'll be the perfect gift for any occasion. There are going to be dozens, if not hundreds, of these gift guides coming out this year. And probably most people are going to be working on it starting out right about now. Like right about now is when I would expect to have a couple holiday gift guides probably landing in your guys' support inboxes. It's a really good time to start thinking about getting in those gift guides, structuring those agreements, structuring those negotiations. So November 20th, you're not trying to argue about the affiliate cost. You're already in that gift guide. What you want to do here is identify your gift guide or roundup partners. And when I say a roundup, I mean like a box roundup. Sometimes people call them that. where it's just like a collection of different subscription boxes. Essentially, it's just a gift guide, but you might see that word used, so I wanted to use it here too. And then so once you identify a list of them, you get a list of gift guides, a round of partners that you found through searching, through subscription box blogs, or through other online resources. Determine if there's a cost, if any, and then figure out if that cost matches your budget, obviously. And then coordinate your reviews. Reach out to them, say, hey, I know that you do a gift guide every single year. I have the very best gift for little kids. I have a great child reading subscription. I should be in your gift guide. I can send you a free box, or I can do an affiliate commission with you, something like that. Set up that review in whichever way is easiest, and make sure that you're going to get that review published. And I got to emphasize here, double check your timelines. Make sure your promotions are being spun up with those publishing dates. If you know that you're going to be in an Inquisitor article on December 22nd, and that's going to push you 10,000 people, maybe have a dedicated landing page that you request to be included in that gift guide. Maybe have a special promo, Inquisitor, that hits that people get hit with on that day when they come from that source. Think about how you can make the most of that traffic. If you're coordinating it ahead of time, make sure you've got strategies and tactics set up that allows you to maximize the value of that incoming traffic from these different sources. Also, I want to emphasize here too, be bearish. You got to make sure these people post these things on the right time. I mean, I love bloggers and I love lifestyle YouTubers and Instagrammers, etc., but I can't even say how many times people have been like, oh yeah, that'll be up next week. Next week rolls around. Oh yeah, that'll be up next week. Next week rolls around. Oh yeah, you get the idea. So be bearish. If you're setting up these reviews, ask for timelines. And if you want a resource to help you kind of keep this organized, go back to Subscription School, naturally. And if you go to the resources section here, there is an influencer and blogger outreach sheet. And this is just basically an Excel sheet. It's free CSV. It's a free Excel sheet that has a couple titles up the top, their contact information, their reach, whether you've contacted them or not, whether they've agreed, has fields for their address, stuff like that. Keep organized. If you're going to be in 15 gift guides, don't rely on your Gmail inbox to keep you organized on everything. Use another tool to help you stay on top of those leads. And like I said, as those dates come up, spin up promotions, spin up extra offers for those people who are going to be hitting your site at that time. Okay, let's jump back into this. And I know we've got lots of questions coming in. We're almost the Q&A session. Idea number 4 here deals with email optimization. So we talked about gifting, we talked about holiday bonus boxes, and now we're getting into optimizing what we normally do as a means of increasing conversions. With email optimization, it kind of is like a fundamental assumption that, okay, we might not convert all of our leads upon our first arrival to the website, and if you converted 100% of your traffic, you would be like a demigod of e-commerce. So, it's more like 95% of people are not going to convert. The idea here is that using an opt-in or a pop-up or some other type of lead generation tool, you can grab those people, take them from visitor state, and turn them into prospect or lead state. Now, when you are grabbing people during the holiday season, it's an opportunity for you to optimize the types of emails that you're going to be sending them. Think about how you're interacting with those people as they subscribe, right? When they subscribe to an email newsletter during the holiday season, let's make sure that they understand that we know that it's the holidays and that we're going to deliver the right type of content and the right type of messaging to them during the holidays. So creating a seasonal lead nurturing automations is totally cool during the holidays. You might have 9 months of a very specific welcome automation with these same 3 or 4 emails that go out from January all the way to the end of October. During November and December, maybe you want to have a whole new automation that gets flipped on and your other one gets turned off, because you know that people are searching for subscription boxes for gifts during the holidays. We looked at the Google Trends, and we know that this is more popular during the holidays. So start to assume that your traffic is going to be inherently more interested in this type of thing than other types of messaging. It's not like people are going to unsubscribe from your emails because you have holiday-themed welcome messages. So there's no risk in remaking an automation with the gift-giving season in mind. So what I suggest doing here is a couple things. During the holidays, set up new lists in MailChimp, or somehow, if you have special lead generation tactics during the holidays, make sure that those people are separated so you're delivering the right messaging to them, and then create unique automations for them. If you're not familiar with automation, I encourage you to go to MailChimp and learn a little bit more about it. We have a webinar called The Essentials of Email Marketing on Subscription School, and I encourage you to search that on Subscription School so you can learn more about that. But add seasonal holiday elements to it. And even if it's not as explicit as this Yogi Surprise example on the right-hand side, I think that you can still add slight seasonal elements to your emails, even if they're like basically the same exact welcome email. Maybe put a little red ribbon on it. Maybe change the colors up a little bit. Maybe have a little Christmas tree picture up at the front instead of your normal picture of your box at the beach or whatever it might be. It doesn't have to be completely angled like Yogi Surprise has it right here, but it should be, seasonally, and holiday elements should be kind of built into it in some form or fashion. And then, as you get people and you get leads, make sure that your email optimization in general is optimizing for those types of shoppers. So add CTAs for bonus boxes, have new dedicated email campaigns for different things like gift giving. And this is something that I kind of touched on before. When you think about your normal unconverted lead or your normal prospects, having special gift messaging during the holidays is a great way to get them to buy more gifts. Or if you're going to have a holiday yoga bonus box because you're a yoga subscription, having a dedicated email built like this for the holidays, instead of just showing it on your site, instead of just promoting it on social media, is an easy way to push more traffic to those landing pages and sell more of those types of boxes. We're going to kind of just gloss over email like that. If you guys have more questions about it, let me know. The fifth idea, and I think this is the last idea, is site optimization. So in the same way that we should be taking a kind of a fresh brush to our emails, we should be taking a fresh brush to our website. Let's think about how we can create the aura of gift giving on our subscription sites. So a couple examples here. Another one of these are subscription boxes, but I think both of them are cool, subtle ways of doing it. I think Sephora here is a little bit more subtle than Bath & Body Works. But both of them are going to be adding seasonal colors, thematic elements to the design. They're going to have seasonal opt-ins or seasonal pop-ups that help convert people during this time of year. And they might even have some special seasonal lead generation opportunities, maybe special giveaways or gift alerts or extra opportunities for people to get new types of content for you specifically with the holidays in mind. So let's take a look at these really quick. So on Sephora, and hopefully you guys can see this all right, you can see here Sephora's, and if you go to Sephora.com, I encourage you to tab over really quick, type in Sephora.com and see what it looks like now. I think it's still basically the same site. But they have like very, very subtle elements, and I think they did a really good job with this. For one, there's a little Christmas ornament as the O in Sephora, very subtle. The gift section of Sephora during the holidays has a little red heart circled around it. There's always a gift section, but during the holidays they put a little red heart around it. Just catches the eye, right? The kind of the hero picture here is editor's picks for the holiday edition, shop now. So they have a very specific gift and holiday centric messaging on the homepage. The editor's picks, which I think are always normally there too, has a big red bow around it. It's basically the same site with very slight thematic elements with the holiday season in mind. Why did they do this? They did it because they know people are shopping on their site for gifts at this time. It's not a fundamental change in strategy, not a fundamental change in products. It's just something to psychologically remind people about when they hit your site. Hey, we sell makeup, but did you get that gift for mom yet? Did you get that gift for Uncle, Jimmy yet? This is an easy way to remind people that when they hit your site, you have a solution for them for not just their normal shopping habits. Similarly, you can look at Bath & Body Works. You can see they took it a little bit to a higher level here. There's a holiday logo rebrand. They changed their whole thing to like a red and green Bath & Body Works thing. Their holiday opt-in, I think, is a good example of a lead generation opportunity. This gift alert. So coming soon, big surprises and major deals for every Christmas wish. Sign up and don't miss out. So it's just a pop-up that when you hit the site, it's themed during the holidays. It reminds you, crap, I gotta get Christmas gifts. I love Bath & Body Works. I know my mom loves it too. I'm gonna drop my email on this to make sure that if there's any good deals, because I'm kind of strapped for cash right now, that I can, click through my inbox and I'll have a great gift for mom. It captures that type of user. It captures that type of thinking, and I think they do it very well. Similarly, you can kind of see here behind the opt-in, they've got holiday product shots. There's like this kind of a snow picture with all these different candles. Their whole site was like red and green. They kind of went, full on holiday. And like I said, it doesn't just have to be holiday. You don't have to use Christmas colors. It could just be seasonal. It could just be snow. It could just be winter themed. Like, it doesn't have to be like this like outright, Christmas theme, or this outright, Thanksgiving theme on your site or something like that, or New Year theme on your site. It could just be something that just subtly gives, homage to the season. So think about how you can use the season and the different things that happen during the season to build in those experiences and remind people about those things on your site, and when they're interacting with things like your giveaways and your gift alerts and your opt-ins and your pop-ups. Okay, so the holidays aren't all jolly, right? It's not always tinsel and candy canes. There's a couple things that I want you guys to be aware of. Number one is fraud. So fraud's an ongoing issue. I know it's boring stuff, but let's just talk about it really quick. During the holidays, it can be a little bit more pronounced. The cool thing is, if you're on Craigjoy's really good at catching fraud. We actually have a little notice, and you can see here if it's a red exclamation point, it's a high risk. If it's orange, it's medium risk. So it'll be pretty easy for you to weed out fraud. But be diligent. But my point here is not to change necessarily the way that you're marketing and necessarily the way you're qualifying subscribers. It's just I just want to give you guys this heads up to be looking through your shipments and to be looking through your customers regularly during the holiday season. So if something does come up as fraud, you can get in front of that. And if the address is wrong because of some weird thing, or it's because this person just bought 15 subscriptions from you, you can reach out to that person and say, hey, I want to make sure that this is right. Because you don't want to have everything shipped to them and then be like, oh, I want a refund and dispute the transactions, and you don't get your product back. And obviously, that whole thing would be a headache. So just keep in mind that fraud is heightened during the holidays, and that you and your support team should be on the prowl for this stuff. Number two, churn. Okay, so this is a metric that you need to be aware of. Churn is the rate of attrition. It's the rate at which people cancel their subscriptions to your business. So, for example, if you have 100 subscribers and 10 people canceled this month, then you have 10% churn. Conversely, you have 90% retention. 90% of people stayed on board. So generally, healthy subscription businesses see churn around 9%. Going up to like 10, 12, 13, 14, 15% is not bad. Obviously, lower churn's great. Anything like higher than like 15, 20% is kind of starts to be cause for concern, especially if you don't know why it's happening. But I want to give you guys a heads up here, because during February and March, you're going to see higher churn. Generally, from the analysis that I've done, from not only my own businesses by analyzing my own transactions, but also looking at our platform and aggregating statistics, it looks like it's about 3 to 7% higher during these months. So if you normally have 9% churn, and then February rolls around, then all of a sudden you've got 16% churn, and you're like, oh my God, what's happening? Does my product suck? It probably doesn't suck. It's probably just because people splurge during the holidays. The thing to note here is that on Craigjoy, gift subscriptions are not included in churn. So if you do have a person who bought us a gift box in November, it went out November, December, January, the person's subscription ended in the end of January, and you think that your churn's going up because you had 50 gifts end, gifts are not included in your churn. So keep that in mind. It's only from subscription products. So think about it. People might be ordering gifts. They might have accidentally ordered a subscription instead of a gift. They didn't mean for it to renew. Maybe they splurged on themselves and they wanted to get this super awesome subscription, and then 3 months later they've spent $150 on it because you have an expensive subscription. They're like, I can't really afford this. It's natural. It's not uncommon. It's a very cyclical. It's very, very common during these first couple of months of the next new year. But there's things that you can do to lower it and to get ahead of it. One of those is to have special automation and special promotions for incoming churn during those months. During February and March, I'm not saying that you should make your box better than you normally do, since you should always have a great product, but maybe having a special, hey, we love you because it's February and it's the season of love, extra bonus item would be a unique way to get something extra in the box and encourage people to stay on board. If we can get them past these 2 months, you might be able to keep them in this ecosystem for much longer. Um, think about how you can get ahead of your churn for your subscription. Every subscription is different, and you might be doing different things for your box. But think about special inserts. Think about special sneak peeks that you can include. Think about special giveaways. Maybe you put a golden ticket in your box for March. You're kind of like your loot, right? It's kind of like a little uh, a little wave to St. Patrick's Day. One lucky subscriber this month is going to get 50% off the next box. Did you get the golden ticket? It creates excitement. It creates anticipation. You change the product experience in a very, very small fashion, but helps you keep those people engaged, excited, and interested to see what's coming in their box. Like I said, I'm not saying make your product inherently different from February to your July box. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying think about how you can build in a slightly unique experience, or think about how you can prepare yourself just in terms of even customer support, having special prompts during that time, to make sure that you minimize churn during those months. Because like I said, 3 to 7% churn is not uncommon. A 3 to 7% higher churn is not uncommon. And I don't want you guys to like go all out with these marketing promotions, and March rolls around and then bam, you're hit with 2 months of 16% churn, and you're like, dang it, that stinks. Gosh, I wish someone would have warned us about this. This is that warning. So that's something to keep in mind. We've covered a lot of ground here. I think we've gone for about 55 minutes, so we went a little bit over, but we still got about half an hour left to do your questions. At this point, you should have a lot of ammunition. We know about gifts. We know about bonus boxes. We know about gift guides. We know about optimizing our emails. We know about optimizing our website. We know about getting ahead of churn and getting ahead of fraud. You guys are like super, super well equipped right now to be really prepared for the holidays, I hope. And so now's the time to do it. Here's an assignment for you. It's October 18th right now. By October 25th, I want you guys to decide on a holiday bonus box. I think that this is a very, very easy assignment for you. If it's yay or nay, create a schedule and start to stick to it. Go check out Jameson's guide, and look at what kind of schedule you would need to build around your own. Keep an eye out on Subscription School because we're going to have a guide about this as well. And equip yourself with tools, the schedule, and the preemptive tasks to make sure you've got this thing planned out. So if you're going to ship a bonus box on December 15th, it's not all of a sudden December 5th and you're not prepared. So get prepared on that. Also, I would like you guys to start to develop your holiday promotions and email marketing ideas. Come up with a couple different newsletters right now. Come up with some different coupons, maybe a special Cyber Monday promotion, maybe a special, 21 days or whatever it is, 12 days of Christmas. I can't remember what it is on Disney or whatever that tradition is. Maybe it's a 12 days of giving promotion or something like that. Start to think about different holiday promotions. You don't have to start implementing them now, obviously, but get them planned out. Start to write that content. Start to get that graphic design being built out and uploaded into MailChimp. Similarly, start to think about your lead capture, your website, your automations. How can you like do all that stuff that we talked about without like spending a lot of time on it? Because you still got to market and get boxes done, sold for October and November. But start to think about that. And then when November 15th rolls out, you have that stuff ready that you can update your website, and it looks a little bit more seasonal. And like I said too, please, if you're on Cratejoy, please, please, please get on the marketplace. It's a risk-free marketplace. Gifting is going to be huge this year. You could even, if you wanted to, get on the marketplace and get off the marketplace. The only fee attached on the marketplace is when people check out for your subscription on the marketplace. If you're on the marketplace and tons of people see your box and then they go to your website and they purchase through your website directly, there's no fee associated with that. You let that sink in for a second. It's free marketing, and if you're just getting exposure and then people come back and then sign up on your website, there's no transaction fee for you. Only if people check out on the Cratejoy marketplace is there a fee involved. It's completely risk-free. It's very, very easy to set up, and our team is going to kick butt this holiday season, and I really encourage you guys to get involved with it. I know that I am, so I encourage you to do it too. Next up, boost your revenue this holiday season. I want to do one thing before we go into your Q&A. Oh, and really quickly, this is how you set up your marketplace listing. This is the CreateJoy dashboard. Under the CreateJoy dashboard menu on the left-hand side, go to the marketplace section. You like fill in your basic information. You upload some photos. You type in your SEO stuff, and you connect your social media. It takes like 2 minutes, and then just submit it for approval. And that is all it takes. You're going to want to be on Gifting 3.0, so make sure you're on the most current version of Gifting. But other than that, that's all you need to do. Really quick, before we jump into your questions, I have one more question for you. And it's related to a bonus box. And I think this idea is pretty unique for most subscription box owners, especially for most people who are just starting out. But I want to find out, like, have you guys done this before, or have you not? Will this be the first season that you do it? Or maybe you don't even do it this season, but maybe you do it in January as like a detox box or a New Year's box. So it doesn't have to necessarily be a holiday box, but just any type of one-time bonus box. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and close this in a couple seconds. It looks like most of you guys voted pretty quickly. All right, I'll go ahead and close the poll, and I'm gonna go ahead and share this. So about 70% of you, and there's about 100 people here, voted on this. So most people have not done a bonus box before. I think this is a great opportunity, you guys, to test it out. I encourage you guys to try it and let me know how it works out. Like I said, check out this guide. Since 90% of you haven't done this, I think this guide is going to be a good starting place. And like I said, keep an eye out on Subscription School. We're going to do a long featured guide too. I'm going to leave out these action item reminders here just as we go through these questions. And it looks like we've got not as many questions that we did last time, but that's okay because we don't have to go over. So Amy asks, is there a different strategy between an existing subscription business and one that's launching during the holiday season? Amy, yes, there is. I think that most of what we covered today applies to you. If you're going to be doing launching during the holiday season, it depends on when your first shipment's going out. I think that if I were you, and for all of you who are maybe for all of you that are maybe launching during this time, I would really suggest launching and shipping a box before December. So that means getting your idea launched probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks and gathering leads over the next 2 or 3 weeks, and then accepting orders by like mid-November, I would say. Like you want to open up subscriptions probably like November 20th at the latest, and then maybe you ship your first box on December 15th. I think that generally December 15th, and let me just take a peek here at the calendar. December 15th is a Thursday and Christmas is a Sunday. I think that shipping on the 15th or 16th or even the 20th or the 19th, I think is actually Monday. The 19th is Monday. That is like those are the drop dead dates. So if you can get a shipment out before then, Amy, I think that's a great idea. I think generally though, having your site themed a little bit, seasonal, having seasonal opt-ins, trying to get in gift guides. I think those are all good ideas. Maybe not doing a bonus box. I think a bonus box would be a stretch because you don't want to ship out 2 boxes. And I think that generally bonus boxes perform better once you have kind of a repertoire established with your subscribers. So I think that's maybe like the only strategy I wouldn't really emphasize for you. But generally, I think it's basically the same stuff here. I think that you just want to make sure that your shipment goes out before the holidays. Your ship dates are very clear to people, and otherwise take advantage of all the same things. Isabel says, MailChimp is very limiting. Can you use Campaign Monitor with CreateJoy? Yeah, Isabel, absolutely. You can totally use Campaign Monitor with CreateJoy. There's a direct integration with MailChimp and CreateJoy, but I don't even use I don't use SumoMe on CreateJoy. I use Opt-in Monster, and you can sync up Opt-in Monster, have Opt-in Monster show on your CreateJoy site, and then have that linked to Campaign Monitor. You do not need to use MailChimp. The integration with MailChimp that we have is when someone subscribes or unsubscribes, that it updates your list for you. That's a very minimal, I mean, that's like a once a month type of like manual entry that you might need to do. So you could totally do it. I think it'd be easier with MailChimp. And MailChimp has a couple cool new features out for the holidays, like full width hero banners. And they've been making some cool updates, I think, in advance of the holidays. So I would encourage you to kind of revisit their blog and see the new stuff they've been working on. But you can absolutely use Campaign Monitor. Elizabeth says, Rebecca Mail. Yeah, Rebecca Mail. Okay, that's awesome. Megan says, on the marketplace regarding gift giving, do we, as a subscription box owners, get to choose if the gifts always renew, never renew, or the subscriber decides? Yes, Megan, you do, and that's with Gifting 3.0. To find out what type of gifting you have, um, there should be a notice in your CrateJoy dashboard when you look at your gifting. Um, it should, when you set up gifting, if you have that option, then you're on Gifting 3.0. If not, email us at support@cratejoy.com and we can double check for you. But I think almost everybody's on Gifting 3.0 at this point. And if you're not on Gifting 3.0, you've probably got an email about it, or you've got an in-app message about it from me or from Dan at CrateJoy. And so you can reach out to our support team, reach out to our live chat. We're happy to double check for you. But I really encourage you to use Gifting 3.0 because it's going to be available through the marketplace and allowing subscribers to renew. This is crazy. I want to make sure I get the statistic right. I think 40% of all gifts on um, on Gifting 3.0 now, or maybe it was 30%. It was like 34% or something. Between 30 and 40%, they're letting subscribers decide if they renew, and the gifties are letting it renew. That's crazy. Like that means the gifties are like, yes, I want this to renew on an ongoing basis. Um, it's crazy. I say that because I think that gifts, usually people are like, oh, I didn't want this to renew. I didn't want this to renew. Usually it's a bad customer experience. About 1 in 3 people are choosing for that to happen now. I think it's a very cool attribute of Gifting 3.0, and to get people stoked about your product and then them choose for it to renew. I think that really says brand loyalty. And that's a very, very good indicator. So to answer your question, Megan, just reach out to our support team to double check if you don't know. Debbie says, how do you get a pop-up on the account login? So Debbie was talking about having an account pop-up CTA for existing subscribers. That's not native on CrateJoy. That would be some custom work, Debbie. I would have my developer look at it. I don't know if the support team here is going to be able to help you with it. It wouldn't be super difficult. It would involve dropping a source code into the HTML page in the back end of your store. It wouldn't be extremely difficult. But I would, if you're not tech savvy, I would just, it'd probably take like 30 minutes. So I would pay like $30 or so, $40 to a developer to go in there, do it, test it, make sure it works well. I think it would be a very good idea, especially when you're trying to get gifts purchased for others from your current subscribers. Anita says, how many of your active customers purchase the holiday bonus boxes for December, percentage-wise? Anita, that's a great question. It's varied. It's varied pretty significantly for me. I think the highest rate of adoption for bonus boxes that I've seen in the past have been about 30%, 30, 40%. Like I said, I think that's on the high end. So I would expect anywhere between like 15, 20% of your current subscribers to buy a bonus box. It really depends though, like what's the price point, what's your normal subscription box's price point, what's the value propositions behind the bonus box. And remember, it's to get share of wallet from existing subscribers, sure, but it's also just a really cool low commitment for non-converted leads and to people who want to try your box without having an ongoing basis. What's more, the other cool thing about the bonus box is outside of the revenue standpoint is it lets you lean test other things like packaging, inserts, price point. So you get a lot of value from bonus boxes outside of a revenue standpoint. Anita also asks, how do you find bloggers and influencers to reach out to? That's a great question, Anita. For me, I search under like hashtags on Instagram that are related to my niche. I will search under things like, maybe farmer's market for my current box, or maybe I'll search under, I'll go to something like Whole Foods, maybe their Instagram, and I'll go and I'll look at people who follow them, and then look at people who have big followings on that. That's for Instagram. Similarly, I will go and I'll go like search for top 20 food bloggers, for example. There are like dozens and probably hundreds, maybe even thousands of lists at this point of bloggers and influencers that have been itemized by different influencer networks and influencer tools and stuff like that. There are a lot of tools and a lot of agencies that help with influencer marketing who publish free guides and give out free influencer sheets. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to remember who sent it out. I think it was, let's just do a quick search together. Holiday influencer contacts. Let's see here. Be thankful for social media influencers this season. There's like guides here where they'll be like, someone just emailed this to me, and I'm not sure where I'm trying to remember the person who sent it out, but they sent out there was literally an Excel sheet of different influencers. And as I work through these rest of these questions, I'm going to search here on my phone while I answer questions to see if I can't find that, and I'll point you in that direction, Anita. I'll leave your question up until I find that. Wayne asks, I have an online store where I sell my overstock and sampler boxes, overstock from past boxes, that is. I use eQuid for my shopping cart platform. What benefits are there for running gift boxes through Cratejoy? Well, Wayne, Cratejoy's core competency is not one-time sales. It's subscription management. And I think that if you want to have gift boxes that are on a recurring basis, then we're talking about subscription boxes, right? If you're talking about just having single sale boxes, the platform you're using is probably, I'm not going to say better because I think Cratejoy is really, really strong, but it's probably will do just fine. Like there's not going to be much more. What's going to really make Cratejoy a unique option for you is going to be its subscription management tool. So if you're looking to add subscriptions, then you'd want to have Cratejoy. If you're just going to do one-time gift boxes, then I think that your online shopping cart platform would probably just function just as well as the store. I guess the one caveat being is that with gifting 3.0 on Cratejoy, people can renew those subscriptions, which is a very, very unique feature. And I think, like I said, if you can capture 1 out of 3 consumers who are buying gifts to then get on a subscription just by the nature of the platform without even thinking about remarketing stuff, that's a pretty powerful reason. For me, I would switch over to gifting 3.0 because I would love to recapture more of my traffic. Anita, to your question, Group High, if you Google Group High influencer list, holidays came early. This is an email I got. Here we go. So this was a list of autumn. It's a free download. Influencers posting about autumn holiday themes. So this is a whole list of influencers right here. So closet cooking, what's the smell, and you can download the full list from Group High. There were a lot of places like Group High, influencer marketing places that offer lists of influencers who they probably work with, and those influencers are going to want to have a commission. So there's lots of places, and I would suggest searching for those. Megan asks, is there a way we can change the cutoff date for just 1 month so that we can send our box out earlier than normal? The box normally goes out between the 20th and 25th, but I want to be positive they get there in time. Yeah, absolutely, Megan. The way you would do this is you'd manually adjust the renewal dates. You can even have the support team help you out here. I usually ship on the 25th as well. So I'm going to ship out probably on the 19th this year, for December 19th. And I'm going to, everybody who falls in my cutoff window, I'm going to ship those people out boxes, and I'm going to adjust their billing dates manually to make sure that they get renewed at the right time. So, look at your renewal date and look at your cutoff window, and then you can reach out to our support team, and we can help you move them around. It's not necessarily that you're changing your cutoff date. It's that you're manually going to each subscription, and then you're adjusting the cutoff date for that subscriber. Let me know if that makes sense. Also, Megan asks, would it be a good idea to do an add-on that we gift wrap the box? Yeah, Megan, I love this idea. One of the things I'm going to be doing this during the holidays, I think I'm going to be offering when you buy a gift, automatically a little postcard gets sent or something like that, like something like this gift wrapping idea where there's a special holiday element to it. I think that's really, really cool. Maybe there's a fee attached to it. The problem with that is once you set up a subscription price on Cratejoy, you can't adjust it. So maybe it's an add-on that you can purchase through the online store. Maybe that's how you get the revenue. I love the idea though. I think that's something that's really cool. I've never done it before, a gift wrapping one, but I think that a lot of people would want it. I think that's really smart. Isabel asks, when do you think you should start promoting the holidays? Personally, I hate it when people promote holidays before November. Like, if it's not even Halloween yet and you're talking about Christmas, like I facepalm. So my cutoff date or my start date is November 1st. And I think that's kind of like industry standard across everybody's. Like as soon as Halloween is over, we're in the gift giving season now. And I think that's a good time, Isabel. So BJ says, I hope to do a pre-launch by now, but probably still 1 week away. I have everything in place next week. Is it worth opening sales for Christmas? Or should I concentrate on a solid pre-launch and open sales for the new year? BJ, it's difficult for me to answer that question because I don't know what stage you're at. If you're at product stage, if you know exactly what your product is going to be, if you have lots of email leads set up already, what your goals are. If you can, I would say ship before the holidays. If you're mid-November, end of November, and you only have a couple hundred emails, and that doesn't feel like success to you, just wait. I mean, it doesn't really matter. The reason why you'd want to ship before the holidays to capture more revenue, right? Is you want to ship during the holidays so that you have the opportunity to renew after the holidays have ended. So I would say that's a judgment, a call that you need to make. Though if you can ship before the holidays, I would ship before the holidays. But don't just ship for the holiday before the holidays because you want to ship out an extra 5 boxes. If it means that you're going to have more subscribers because you haven't launched and you took a couple extra weeks to gather more interest, I think that's the right idea. Beth says, when you say gift subscriptions are not included in churn, is that true for all gifting? We're on gifting 1.0 and always thought that it did. No, I don't think that gifting 1.0 even includes churn either, Beth. I would have to double check with the support team. I feel like I've had that discussion with them before, and I want to say I want to say that they're not included in churn. I'm pretty sure that they're not. I'll have to double check. I'm sorry, I don't know that, Beth. Kevin says, how do we ensure we're on gifting 3.0? We went over that answer. Just check with the support team or look on your gift page. It should, if you have the option to have it renew, never renew, or have the subscriber decide, that means you're on gifting 3.0. Mark says, have you ever used a type of loyalty or rewards program to reduce churn? If so, what has worked, what hasn't? Mark, yes, I have. I used Sweet Tooth for a long time with my Business Conscious box, where it gave people rewards to rate items, and then they could use those rewards for discounts on full-size products. The adoption rate was um, the adoption rate was unenthusiastic, to say the least. That could be for a couple different reasons, but I think that loyalty and rewards programs, they can be powerful if they're structured the right way. My question to you, Mark, would be, what's valuable to your customer? What makes your customer want to subscribe, and what's the language that they speak? Is it monetary value? Is it discovery? Is it value for someone else? Maybe you're a children education box, and maybe there's a rewards program that unlocks certain bonuses for their kids. And when they see their kid reading that extra book, they feel so happy about it. So I would say that would be my question. I think that inherently loyalty and rewards programs, yes, they can reduce churn, but what makes them work or not work is making sure that the rewards that you give people actually resonate with your audience. Hopefully that wasn't too vague of an answer. Sean says, "Hey Sean, any tips on how you approach increasing the price of your box?" Ooh, gosh, that's a tough question. I would say uh, try a bonus box, Sean. Do a bonus box. See if people respond to the price point that you want to respond to that you want to be marketing, and see what kind of adoption rate it is. If you're asking me this question, I assume then that your margins aren't good enough. My question would be is then, have you really exhausted all options at increasing your margin? Maybe so, maybe not. But I would say start to lean test price points through bonus boxes or one-time gift box sales, and see how that resonates with people, and then choose the price points that worked well and converted high, and look at the value propositions that you had to provide people to get that conversion rate. And then if it really makes sense and you've got to change you have to change the price point for whatever reason, then you might lose subscribers. But if you've got to bite the bullet to do that, I think that's the safest way to do it. Anita says, how many extra boxes do you order for December or January? Anita, I usually order maybe a couple more boxes, at least 15 to 20, excuse me, 20 more influencer boxes, just depending on scale. I think if you've got a subscription box with 1,500 customers on it, then maybe we're talking about an extra 50 or 60. If you're talking about a subscription box with maybe 100 or 200 people on it, maybe it's an extra 10 or 20. I think that is wise not only for presumptive growth figures, but also for extra influencer ammunition. If you order 50 boxes extra and you don't end up selling all those boxes, that's fine. Use those extra boxes for press opportunities. Like we talked about earlier, there's a lot of press opportunities that happen during the holiday season, and you can put those extra boxes to work. So don't consider it like risky stock, I would say, if that makes sense. Kristen says, thanks, Jesse, for this great info. I'm glad you like it. She says, I have a couple of questions, though. I love the idea of a bonus box, but I don't think it's realistic for us right now. We were thinking about doing a mystery crate sale to attract new subscribers and get rid of inventory. Thoughts? How early do you recommend starting marketing on holiday sales? So, Kristen, the second part of your question, in terms of timeline, I think we covered. Yeah, like I said, around November 1st, I think is the safest time. For your mystery bonus box, yes, that's a great idea. I've done lots of those before. Mystery bonus box is an awesome idea to get rid of old inventory. Make sure your old inventory isn't short dated. You don't want to give people old products, obviously. I think that's totally fine. It's different than a holiday bonus box. Um, I still think of it as a bonus box, though. It's still an opportunity to have more share of wallet from a normal subscriber. If you communicate that it's all your favorite past items, for example, end of the year, maybe it's a bonus box in January or at the end of December, Kristen, where it's like our favorites from 2016. It's clear then to your current subscribers that's going to include repeated items. So I think that's totally fine. I love that idea, and I've seen those be equally successful, if not more successful, than normal holiday themed bonus boxes. Josh says, if we've never dedicated any money towards ad spend or paid marketing, hey, what's up, Josh? How can we know what to budget for this? Um, that's a great question. So if you are doing ad spend or paid marketing during the holidays for the first time, you're going to be marketing during one of the heaviest marketing times of the year for e-commerce products, and your prices are probably going to be higher. My suggestion for you, Josh, and for anybody that's doing this for the first time would be to be more lean during this time than not. I would encourage. I would encourage you to do scrappy marketing and get a sense of what your customer acquisition cost is, your COCA, before you start to just drop money into ad spends. I think it's very, very dangerous to just drop money into Facebook ads and that type of thing during the holidays if it's the first time that you've ever done ads, because they're going to be inherently more expensive and it doesn't really give you a good baseline to go forward with. So I would suggest working with more influencers and bloggers and gift guide people than dropping money on ad spend. I think that that'll be safer and that can help you, really establish your, the conversion rate that you want to have on your site. If you want to drop in $50, $100 on certain, landing pages or on certain lead generation campaigns like giveaways, that's going to be safer. Let me know if I answered that question for you, Josh. I think that we got at the root of it, but I want to make sure that that was clear. Hallie says, does Cratejoy integrate with ClickFunnels? ClickFunnels, I'm not sure. I don't know if I'm not sure if I doubt that there's a native integration per se, but I'm sure that you could place it on top of Cratejoy. I would assume it would integrate in the same way it would integrate with, or quote unquote, integrate with any site, in the sense that you can drop it in your code and you can use it. So I think that any third party tool that you have basically will work with Cratejoy. Lauren says, currently Cratejoy does not allow the gift giver to give control of the gifted subscription over to the gift recipient. In several instances, a gift giver has changed the email on their account to the gift recipient's email, which has led to billing information or renewal information going to the gift recipient. Any solutions or suggestions for issues relating to this? It sounds like, Lauren, it sounds like you might be on an old version of gifting. I think the new version of gifting essentially solved this problem where you now choose if it renews and if the giftee wants it to renew, or let the subscriber renew. So I think that's been solved with the new version of gifting. So hopefully, I don't know when this question came in. I hope that the gifting discussion answered that. And I would say, if you haven't already, reach out to our support team, and we're super happy to peek into that and make sure that things are working well for you. We got a couple more questions in a couple more minutes. Kevin says, are gift cards worth it? Do you typically just multiply your monthly cost by 3, 6, 9, 12 months and let them pick? Yeah, that's a. I've actually never done gift cards before. Totally, to be totally honest with you, Kevin. I think that they're absolutely worth it. I mean, if you're getting recurring or not recurring revenue, but you've got built-in retention in the form of multi-month revenue, whether that exists in a gift subscription or a gift card, yeah, it's worth it. Totally, you got margin in there. So my question would be is, what makes it worth it for you? Make sure you've got margin still. In the amount you're charging for your gift card. I think that inherently they're not. There's no inherent unique risk to them. Yvette says, I'm launching this week and I feel like I'm not ready. What are the three most important things I must do before launching? Yvette, absolutely. I think the three most important things that you should do before launching um, is number one. I'm assuming that when you say you're launching this week, you're opening up to subscriptions, and if that means that you're opening up to subscriptions, I assume that means you did a pre-launch, or you did something, some type of, you did something before you launched to help gain interest and actually validate your idea. Because my number one thing I would say is make sure your idea is validated. Make sure that you know it's something that people want. Don't just launch a business if you're not sure it's going to be ready. The second thing I would do that I would make sure is make sure your site is prepared to convert people. If you haven't, cleaned up your site and you haven't got a beautiful opt-in, and if you don't have, welcome automations built, if you don't have the fundamental things you need to nurture those leads and to make people feel like a member of something, then pump your brakes for a second. Make sure those things are completed. Outside of that, my third thing I would say is look at your product. I think that if you focus on your product, nothing else really matters. If you have got a great product, you've got great items, and you know that your idea is going to manifest itself in a clear and cohesive way that's valuable to people, I think that is a good indication that you should launch. So those three things right there is number one, have your idea validated. Number two, make sure you're ready to convert people and that you understand the life cycle of your consumers and you're prepared to deliver good messaging to them. And then number three, make sure that you've actually got a good product developed. I think those would be my top three things. Soren asks, have you done Black Friday or Cyber Monday discounts and have they been effective? Yes, I have, and they have been effective. I think it really depends on what your margins are, so I'm not going to say give 50% off or anything like that. And keep in mind that on Cyber Monday and during that weekend, people are deal hunting, so make sure you've got you know, avenues built in to make sure that you're not just attracting low value consumers or people that you're actually going to be losing out on. So keep that in mind, Soren, as you build those promotions. But absolutely, I mean, it's the biggest buying time of the year. They're absolutely effective. People are looking to buy stuff on those days. Kevin asks, I just meant that do people purchase 3-month value gift cards rather than just a 3-month gift subs? Um, I'm trying to understand the difference here. If you were to offer a 3-month gift card versus a 3-month gift subscription, what is the difference? I see a gift card operating on a platform. Like, you can use a gift card on Crachoy that maybe you can go and buy 3 a month from this box and a month of that box and a month of that box. I see that as a gift card functionality versus someone giving a 3-month gift subscription to your subscription, Kevin. If it's a matter of convenience, like you want to create something that allows people to have this little thing that they can enter in whenever they want, I think there's a certain value proposition right there where it's this gift subscription starts when they want it to start. So I think that do people purchase gift cards or only gift subscriptions? I think that depends on the intent behind the purchase. Do people want to give it do I want to give my nephew a gift card so he can go choose when he starts a subscription, or do I want to have that subscription started now because I want him to have the box by the holidays? I think those are two different questions. I think that both examples, there are customers for both examples. So I would if it's not a heavy lift for you and you think that your customers are interested in it, Kevin, I would do it. Laurel says, hi, we're launching our box for the holiday season and working with artisans that need 4 to 6 week lead time to make their items. We're pre-ordering these items now and have to cap our orders. If we sell out of boxes, should we offer an alternative box for our customers with different products with faster lead time? Laurel, if you can do that, yes. You've got to be careful, though, in terms of expectations and in terms of customer experiences and knowing that customers are going to be talking to each other and that photos might be being shown. Make sure that they're going to be mostly the same value, maybe theme them around the same thing, and it's really just an extra 25 boxes here because we were going to sell out. There's a little bit of risk there with some of the things I'm just describing, but I think that if you sell out and you've got 2 weeks before your actual ship date, hustle, get more items, absolutely. I think that if you can do that, do it. It's always better to ship more items than not to. But that says, super helpful. You're amazing. Oh, thank you so much. Amy asks, has CreateJoy rolled out the native pre-launch functionality? Yes. So if you go into your design store, you should see now CreateJoy beta in your design store. If you don't see that, just email our support team, and you should be able to get hooked up with that. You can use the pre-launch theme on CreateJoy now, absolutely. That's all the questions we have. Thank you guys so much for being so interactive and asking so many questions. Amazingly, we only went 5 minutes over. Thank you guys for sticking around. I see that we lost like 20 people in the last 10 minutes. But if you want to get more information about holidays and gift guides and promotions, keep an eye on Subscription School. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Join the Subscription School Facebook group. Keep an eye out for the content that we'll be publishing. We'll probably do this webinar one more time, probably in like 2 weeks, early November, because after that it's going to be kind of in the midst of it. So we'll probably offer this once, maybe twice. For all the stragglers who do this. So keep an eye out on our webinar calendar. Again, I encourage you guys to join our webinar on Thursday for the marketplace. Otherwise, make sure you get the handout that's included with this presentation. This whole thing's been recorded. So the recording's going to be live on Subscription School. If you guys have any other questions, go to our Facebook group, post your questions there. If you want to leave comments about this webinar, please leave comments there. I love reading what you guys say, and I really appreciate the feedback you guys give me. So please let everybody know to join our webinars and that they're super helpful. Other than that, I look forward to seeing what you guys come up with during the holidays. And don't be afraid to reach out to us at Subscription School and in the Subscription School Facebook group. We are here to help. All right, everybody. Good luck with your holiday promotions. We will see all of you later. Bye.